Councillor Lister.
Thank you. Yeah, my question is, I'm fully supportive of expanding the ALM provision. My question is around recruitment, and recruitment particularly of teaching assistants. Having been part of the meeting on Tuesday, and heard some of the difficulties, I think, about people who traditionally go into teaching assistant roles to help with maths and learning. And the role has definitely changed, with the increased number of pupils with additional needs. So I was just wondering, in like, what kind of drives have you got to recruit people that are perhaps prepared to help with personal care, perhaps even healthcare, and then yeah, supporting more challenging like behaviours really that might be displayed with children with ALN. So yeah, that's my question. Thank you.
And it's a really important question in terms of that, because we are looking at potential quite significant expansion here. And I think, Claire, you alluded to the role of our adult learning group, isn't it, in terms of securing appropriate career pathways, really, and training for learners. Our pupil referral unit, they currently do supportive training of staff across the authority as well. They will offer, as we said, we've referenced team teach training, where that's about de-escalation, about supporting learners. Sorry, we haven't mentioned that. I'm thinking of another meeting I've just been in. So we offer de-escalation training to our learners, to our staff, to enable them to have that. But that offer is there to teaching assistants as well. We are looking to engage with providers to ensure that that offer is there through the adult learning, but also I think it is about promotion of those career pathways as well through our schools. We have a youth engagement progression framework. We have a forum where we meet with partners, with Careers Wales, with the DWP, where we talk about opportunities for learners, and then we're able to promote those. So through our careers officers, we can talk about these as very real and realistic opportunities for people going forward.
Are you on mute? Sorry, there we go.
Sorry, yeah, I was. I don't know if Lisa's still on the call, but some of the best TAs that I've worked with have been school leavers, that are perhaps taking a gap year or sort of wondering, trying to work out what they might want to do. And I was just wondering whether a connection with the college, with the health and social care team there, you might, because you are going to need a large number of TAs, aren't you, to fulfill the expansion to the ALM provision. And I know in social committee, we've talked a lot about the difficulties in recruitment for various different posts within social care. And I just foresee this being a bit of a gap, and whether you have any plans really to drive that recruitment to be able to deliver this service. Thank you.
Chair, may I chip in? Yeah, thank you, Councillor Lister. I mean, obviously, schools are in charge of their own recruitment. Obviously, they are their own employers, but you're quite right. We need to try and help develop, a pool of people with the appropriate, skills, qualifications, and the interest actually in undertaking this role. So, the meeting you referred to earlier in the week was our Education Consultative Committee, where we meet with our representatives of, the trade unions involved in the education workforce. And again, this is a very live issue. We've used our expertise, as Jeanette has referred to, within our school Plastad and our PRU in delivering training, around team teach, de-escalation. We have a huge amount of expertise within our specialist schools, for example, in Pencoch and Maes Hyfryd. So again, how can we strategically think about how perhaps we support them to provide that expertise, through training? But as you mentioned, we have a very strong adult community learning partnership in conjunction with Wrexham County Borough Council. Had an excellent inspection for that last year. And again, we'd offered some standard classroom assistant training pathways through that. So I think that's something we've committed to explore in terms of developing perhaps a more specialist type of route for people who may be interested in a career in this section. I'd be certainly welcome to have conversations, with Lisa in terms of how we can, further improve our links with our, local FE providers. And as Jeanette said, really excite young people to see that there are career pathways for them. But this is going to be a very crowded space. The new Plaid administration have, recently announced, a significant investment. I think that's where the centre consequentials have gone. A significant investment in the expansion of childcare for 2-year-olds. And again, none of us would disagree that that's a really important thing to do. But there is going to be, again, a huge demand for an early years workforce, to help meet the demand there. So, I think it is going to be challenging, but, we've got to find ways to work together, I think, to try and, develop pathways and training programs that would, mean that schools then do have a source of, people within the communities that, that can be, encouraged to apply for those kinds of roles. So that's certainly a piece of work we've committed to Education Consultative Committee to have a think about over the summer, and then start thinking about how we might start to formalise some of those arrangements. I can see Lisa's popped her hand up, Chair.
Lisa, do you want to come in?
Yeah, just very, very briefly on that. Thanks, Fran. Thanks, Claire. I really, really appreciate that. I am still on the call, just so we all know. Yeah, it's something that we're trying to do a little bit more in FE as well, in terms of getting our learners more industry related experience and being more involved in our local communities. I know that some of my learners go to the existing ALM provisions. A lot of my learners will go to Ysgol Pencork and Ysgol Maes Hyfryd. And I think I had one this year as well that went to one of Craig's mental health organisations, if I remember rightly. I'm sure she's had a few very positive conversations with you as well, Craig. So yeah, that would definitely be something that we would like to be more involved in. And I just wanted to say a diolch to those ALM provisions that we have already that provide really, really positive industry related experiences to some of my learners. So yeah, definitely developing on those partnerships is something I would personally and professionally like to be involved in. Thank you.